Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're on build day number 11 on the Club Kart. So we're back at Dennis Thomas' Fiberglass workshop, and we're going to get working on this thing. Okay, so this is the Yerf Dog caliper we're using. So there's a couple different ones you can get on Amazon. This one, if you get this black one, and I'm not sure exactly what company it is, but it does not come with this little pin right here, which is required to mount it to Mark Parnell's bracket that he makes. So this bracket takes the place of the bracket that comes with the stock Yerf Dog, and you can only get these used. They don't make a new one. So I got a couple of them used off of BMI Karts, I think it was. And this bolts to the frame, and then your caliper bolts to the bracket. So what we're going to do here on my cart, if you've seen that video, I welded this bracket to my frame, and that works great. But the problem is when you bolt the caliper to the bracket, it's nearly impossible to remove it because the rotor gets in the way. So anyway, what we're going to do is make this removable. So we're going to bolt this to this, and I want to make a bracket that I'm going to weld to the chassis to make this whole unit come out as a unit, just like the guys from Yerf Dog had already done with this. So the part number we're using is this one. If you can see this here, it's from Labwork hydraulic rear brakes, made in China. This is from Amazon. So these are available on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description. So let's get working on it. Okay, so I've got the bracket mounted on the caliper, and this is just a 1/2-inch end wrench and then an Allen wrench here, Allen key. So on my cart, I mounted this, put it on the top of the disc here, and then mount it on the frame like that. And what I experienced was when I went to bleed the brake, I had to hang this thing upside down. I had to hold it up here. The bleeder valve needs to be above, apparently, the line. So putting it on top, it's easy to get to and it's easy access for the builder. The problem is this needs to be reversed. If I put it underneath the cart, I tried reversing it this way, but it's in the way. So I'm going to go underneath the cart, down here, mount it on this frame rail, like that. And that gets the bleeder valve in an orientation where I think when we bleed the brakes, it should work out a whole lot better. So we're going to rig up a bracket to mount to here, so we can bolt and unbolt this thing. And this should work out pretty good. Okay, so we made this little bracket out of a piece of angle iron. So drill some holes in it. That's what we're going to use to weld. A couple little holes to drill through the bracket. And that's going to mount underneath here. And we're going to weld this right onto here. Try to get this centered up and in just the right spot. You could mount it over here, which is where I mounted mine on my red car. But, and that would work as well. It's kind of interchangeable. But the problem with this is this bleed screw wants to be above the hose, so it doesn't want to bleed. So when I did my car, I had to take it off, set it upside down, and then bleed the brakes. So to make it simple for us in the future, hopefully the brakes will bleed easy when we mount it underneath. And also, if we ever take the axle out, it's not in the way. Makes it a little easier. So we're going to get this over in the welding area and weld this bracket on.
So here we are again, continuing with the fiberglass work. This is the rear lower tail cone, you could say. And right now I'm removing the cover. You can see where I'm pulling it away here. So just a little bit more work and I'll have it away from this. We decided that this is a little heavy, so we're going to cut away some of this plywood, take the foam out of it, but I'm going to remove the cover first. Okay, so I was able to get the cover off. So this has got quite a bit of weight, but this is super light. And there's enough resin there, I think we can sand it smooth, maybe a little spot putty or Bondo. And then I think what we're gonna do is we'll get rid of the foam. We'll cut away, we'll keep this frame right here, because that's what this will attach to. But most of this plywood will go away, just to save a little weight. And then for sanding, we can just set it right back on here and do our sanding. All right, so my goal was to get the foam out of the inside of this, and I could have carved it out of there, used a grinder, and it would just have foam everywhere. But you know, lacquer thinner will eat the foam right now, and I was able to just little by little clean it out. Now, as it turns out, this piece of plywood stays with this, so this is ready to screw right on the front of the car. It needs more sanding, a little Bondo, and finishing, but I'm going to install it on the cart here in a few minutes. We'll see how it looks.
We use, let's see here, 80 grit paper to start with, and then 220 to fine it out. Now we're going to put a coat of Bondo on it, take an air file, smooth it out, and it'll be done.
Hey, victory.
Woo-wee, look at that.
Nice job, Jim.
All right.
All right. So we'll get rid of the foam, and then we'll put it back on the wood frame.
Okay.
That should work out pretty good, I think.
Try not to break it this time.
Right.
Okay, so this is build day number 11. We got the cart back on its wheels. We didn't show that, but you know how to put wheels on. Got the motor mounted. We got the brakes installed and bled. And we put the chain on it. So hey, why don't we drive it?
Are we ready to drive it?
Let's drive it. Let's see
Test
what it
pilot's
goes.
here.
All right, let's break it
All
out.
right.
Look at that.
Pretty light, yeah. All right.
Okay.
This looks pretty good. Pull it, push it out of here. We don't start it and hit somebody.
Samson Club Kart.
All right, who's going to be the driver?
Stevie
The
Joe.
cameraman.
Okay.
All right, we'll turn the fuel on. That'll help. See, Joe? We'll take the choke, put a little choke on it. Ready? Yep. Put on the brake, okay? Yep. We should have started it off camera.
Right.
Make sure this
Is it
switch
on?
Is it on?
Yeah. Fuel is on, choke is on. Don't give me fuel just yet. You know, hold the gas, hold it down.
Is the gas turned on?
Let go of it.
Oh, the gas might be off.
It's on.
Yeah.
Let's stop filming
Yeah,
for
we'll
just a
stop
second.
filming. Running like crap.
Yeah, the Club Kart's running, but not very well. We got to adjust the carburetor, I think.
Right.
We've got a carburetor adjusting issue.
Pretty good.
She's running on her own power for the first time, so that's a big win. Well, it steers really good.
Yeah.
Got a little mud on me from our rains. But it rides really smooth and easy to steer. The steering is really stiff at rest. But when you're moving, it lightens right up. So I think it's pretty well done.
Yep.
I call that a job well done.
All right.
Build day number 11 in the books. Like, subscribe, watch Dennis's channel. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, fantastic.